Hello. Welcome back to another Contemplative Living, where each Sunday morning we try to talk about some concepts that bring contemplation into our present moment. And today we're going to focus on cultivating inner strength through patience. Spirit once said to me that, we had this conversation and we the gist of it was we become even more focused and intent on calming out of control situations with compassionate concern for the well-being of everyone involved. So if we can cultivate that inner strength using patience and resilience, then we're able to calm the situation. We're able to focus and really, really achieve a sense of being. So let's get to it.
Welcome. Now creating a life of peace. This is Contemplative Living with David Bennett. Contemplations and reflections to help with spiritual living. This podcast is made possible by dharmatalks.com.
Okay, so we want to, sorry, we've been traveling, so it's like, I can breathe. And that's kind of what we're really talking about, right? We're trying to talk about cultivating inner strength through patience and being present and doing all that we possibly can in this world to be present and in the moment. So conversation is an engagement in patience, mindfulness, and being present. And I know I've learned in my life's journey that when I am conversant with my relationships, my friendships, my community, my job, my everything, and when I'm really present in that conversation, to be really present in that conversation, I need patience. I need mindfulness. I need to be fully present. And I need to be authentic in who I am. And when I am in that place and having conversations in my life, that's when I see how much more juice, I don't know how else to say it, more juice out of life. I get so much more out of it. And not only do I, but those you're conversing with, they get to feel more engaged. They get to feel alive with the conversation. And they see the deeper meaning that a true, present, mindful conversation can bring about. Now, patience cultivates inner strength. Inner strength, resilience, and understanding of ourselves and others, even during life's challenges. Patience is a virtue. We hear that said so often, but it's also often overlooked in our world. We're always looking for the quick fix. That seems to be of paramount importance in this world. But true inner strength lies in cultivating patience, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with grace and fortitude. When we embrace patience, we plant the seeds of resilience within ourselves. Think of a sturdy oak tree weathering storms year after year. Our inner strength grows as we learn to endure our setbacks, our disappointments. Patience teaches us not everything can be rushed. Not everything can be controlled. And sometimes we need to surrender to that ebb and flow of life's rhythm. Yet, cultivating patience grants us a deeper understanding of ourselves and others. As we practice slowing down and observing situations, they unfold without judgment or impatience, and we can gain insight into our strengths and our weaknesses, and we become attuned to the needs of those around us. We get to understand and we get to observe their fears, their desires, their hopes. And that helps us to foster empathy and compassion. I've found that in self-discovery through patience, there's no destination, but rather the ongoing process. It's the journey, right? We're all on a journey. It's called life. And it requires tending to our gardens, the gardens of our minds, daily. We need to daily pull the weeds, those weeds of frustration, of restlessness, and at the same time, nurturing the seeds of tranquility and acceptance. In order to control our difficult feelings and impulses, we develop self-control and tolerance. So patience, self-control, and tolerance are kind of the trinity of finding that peace within ourselves. When we can develop self-control and tolerance, we begin to see that in the course of our life, the many people that cross our paths have different views, different ways of approaching life. We may not always think that their choices are something that we would want, but we can be tolerant. That's their life and their choices and the way they choose to live their life. So we can be tolerant, and it gives us a chance to take a breath. I call it a breath of control. We get to breathe in that self-control and step back and just observe for a little bit. It's amazing. I love observation in life. I think that it's a true tool to help us to be tolerant and to maintain a level of self-control. It's not really distancing ourselves from the situation. It's allowing us to fully observe and be present in the situation. So, patience teaches us that we receive the fruits of our actions over a long period of time. Using that garden analogy again, we tend to the garden with care and with diligence, right? And patience nurtures our dreams until they bloom into reality. So just as those seeds require water and sunlight before sprouting into vibrant flowers or abundant fruit-bearing trees, so too do our actions demand time before bearing fruit. And as each day passes, with unwavering determination and belief in ourselves, we inch closer to reaping that harvest, that promise of patience. It's not only external achievements that await us, but also internal fortitude. I mentioned that at the beginning, that fortitude, we want to build that within ourselves. And it's gained through trials that we endure patiently. Life's going to challenge us. It's a part of being physical in this world. So let's remind ourselves daily that great things take time. I want to say that again. Great things take time. This is something that we want to embrace. This is a truth that we wholeheartedly embrace and surrender our impatience. We surrender our impatience. allowing it to let go. Now, when we train ourselves to be inquisitive and open to others, we find ourselves able to tolerate others better. I was just talking about that, how many people are going to cross our paths. But if we become inquisitive in trying to be present with someone or be present in the situation we find ourselves in, and inquisitive about, how did I get here? How do I get out of here? How do I maintain my authenticity with this person in this situation? Those are the things that I just really, really believe help push us forward to maintain that better life. Good morning, folks. Thanks for coming. CJ, glad you made the live. All right. So, maintain strength and resilience even when difficulties seem overwhelming. You know, sometimes we think we need to grab that sledgehammer. We need to break through that wall, right? And there are probably times that we need to do that. But most of the time, and I really mean most of the time, what is more beneficial is that slow approach. Just like a stream creating a new course down the mountainside. You know, sometimes we need to just take it a little slower and just allow ourselves to be present, maintaining our energy, maintaining our authenticity, and work our way down, okay, gradually. We don't always need to, use the sledgehammer. In fact, many people are going to immediately, the minute you start hitting hard, they're going to react. The wall's going to go up. They're going to fortify themselves against, and then you're going to find it even more difficult. The road becomes more rocky. So let's smooth the path out. Let's calm ourselves and just use our patience, use our fortitude and resilience that we've been working on to allow us to overcome any obstacle that we may find. Peace and bone-deep acceptance of the present reality we find ourselves in leads us to the patience needed to get to the destination. Peace and acceptance of where we find ourselves in this present reality are like a gentle breeze. You know, when we can accept where we are, it's like taking that deep breath. And that carries us on our future journeys toward inner strength. In other words, that each and every time that we accept where we are and we take that deep breath, we build that inner strength. In a world filled with chaos and constant motion, it's in cultivating patience that we find solace. It allows us to navigate the twists and turns that life throws at us. Boy, life sure likes to throw twists and turns. So picture yourself standing on the edge of a forest, and you're peering into the depths. The path before you may seem long, but when we gather the resilience needed for our expedition, by embracing peace and being in the present moment, then peace becomes not just a virtue, but it becomes our lifeline, an essential lifeline. And as we venture further into the wilderness of life, uncertainty is going to loom. And at times it'll feel like it's everywhere. But by surrendering to each step, remember, it only takes one step at a time. But by surrendering to each step along the way with unwavering acceptance, okay, this is where I am. This is where I find myself. I accept that. Then I can move forward and we can create space for growth and understanding. And that comes both within ourselves and in the relations with others. It's through these moments of stillness, amid chaos and amid good times and bad, that true strength emerges. You know, the Buddhists like to say, Shante, which means peace, cultivating inner strength and resilience, and understanding yourself. And that's really what it's all about, is coming to a place where we can understand ourselves and we can totally be present with that peaceful center of ourselves, our true being, which is love and peace, and bringing that into our world and allowing it to help us, guide us, and bring us down further down the path, one step at a time. I hope you find that patience. I hope you bring it into your daily life, and I hope you have a blessed week. Namaste.
Thank you for listening today to Contemplative Living with David Bennett. Please be sure to subscribe, listen, and share with your friends wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and the Podbean app. You can find the links to these on David's website, dharmatalks.com, on the Contemplative Living page. Have a blessed week.